Hey, what's up everybody, Rich Gaming Guy here. So a couple weeks ago I did a video on DK Oldies where I actually talked about my opinion of them and how I believe that they were not a scam. And the general consensus from most of the viewers was that I'm wrong. I'd say about 80-85% of people disagreed with me 100%, which is fine. I don't take offense to differences of opinion. I think that that's actually good for everything in general. I think just coming at things from different perspectives is always a good thing. I don't take offense to that. Some people do, is what it is there. But I basically just went through their website, compared their prices to other prices online for similar consoles, games, etc. And I talked about where I saw some value there, and that was in their warranty. So it led me to my assumption that they are not a scam. While they are still not for everyone, I didn't believe that they're a scam. Still don't as of right now. So what I ended up doing though was, because I want to figure out if I'm wrong on this. I don't like being wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'm going to admit to it. So I went and I bought a N64 console from DK Oldies. I have it right here. It's sealed. I'm going to unbox this with you guys today. We're going to dive into this. This is a refurbished N64 console. And what I'm seeing online is a lot of people getting refurbished consoles that aren't actually refurbished. That's what everybody's saying. So I want to see if that's what I got right here. If that's what I have here and I do not have a good experience, I'm going to admit I was wrong. I'm going to, not say that they're necessarily a scam, but I'm certainly going to criticize them and their business approach here. So I want to get to the bottom of this. Let's dive into it. All right, so here we have the DK Oldies box that came. So what I'm going to do in this video is just point out everything that I see that's both good and bad, so I can be totally fair. So first thing that I love about this is the fact that they shipped priority mail. This was free shipping, so I received this 3 days later because I ordered this over a weekend. Now I have my shameless self-promotion here, just covering up my address. I don't want to put my address out there for the entire world, but DK Oldies, all of their information is all on public record on their website, so I don't feel poorly about showing their information here. Everybody knows their name, website, and their address is on the opening page of their website. So I'm going to open this up with you guys, and we're going to dive into this. We're going to take a look at how the console looks externally, but I'm also going to be opening this up. Now, I'm not sure which size to use here. It's been a while since I've been inside of a N64 console, but I do know how to take them apart, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. So let's get going opening this up. So good amount of packaging in here. Let's see. Just some instructions on how to get this up and running. Pretty familiar with the N64. So I think I paid about 119 bucks for this, and it's just the console, so I'm not going to say that, that's cheap by any means, but all in all here, it does look pretty good. Let's try to get up close on it. Minor scratches here. This is refurbished though, so I'm not expecting it to be in new condition. Some little blemishes here. It doesn't look dirty. It looks like that's actually like scratched into the surface. So again, not a huge deal. Let's see. They're not going to be able to resurface, these older consoles or anything like that. Underneath, looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any dirt or dust or anything in there. So let's open this up. So I'm actually going to use the padding that came with this. And let's see which size we need. Nice, got the right size on the first try. I do see the DK Oldies sticker there. That's probably what they use to verify that they open these up. So far all of these screws are original. You can always tell original screws, or usually tell, I can't say always, by the tone of these. The new ones that people oftentimes use as replacements are going to be like super silver and shiny. These are definitely from the 90s. So one thing I will point out, and like I said, I'm going to point out every little negative thing about this as well as positive. There is some dust under here, which isn't a huge deal to me, but usually if you've taken this apart, you wouldn't have dust on there. Not to say that, this could have been refurbished a while ago and it's been sitting on, on their floor for a while. So, I'm not going to condemn them for that by any means, pop that off. Everything does seem to look good in there. Hard to see with the light, but super shiny. Everything's looking good so far. Of course, right underneath that DK Oldies sticker is the final screw. So now this should pop right off, and it does. So well, that's not good. That is super dirty in there. That is not exactly refurbished. That sucks. That means that I am wrong. Definitely dirty. Really dirty. Let me get a rag, and we're going to actually just dust this off. You can see my fingers though. Alright, so I just fast forwarded all of that just so you're not hanging around here waiting for me to go get one of these, but you can see, just wipe my hands on this. This is totally white paper towel. So I'm just going to simply drag it across all the surfaces here. That's not good. So I'll try to just clean this up. I don't want to touch like all the components in here. I'm just literally just dragging this over the metal parts here. I'm not touching the board underneath. Take a look at the back though, back here. You can see it's supposed to be all black back there, but that's just straight dust. Just literally everywhere back here. So, really grimy. Alright, so let's open this up. Not hard to see there. That's where I used the majority of it early on with the big clumps. This is all discolored over here. Not as bad as that. That's where I got the majority of it, but I didn't clean this up all that well either. I don't want to dive into this in depth. You can see all of that is just caked in there. To get to that, I'd have to take all of this apart. There's no point. You know, my point here was to open this up and hopefully find this perfectly clean. That wasn't the case. This has not been opened up. So yeah, that's not good. Just getting more and more the further I stick this underneath, but I don't want to risk, you know, messing anything up in here because this clearly hasn't actually been refurbished or even opened up. So let me put this back together. I'll fast forward so you guys aren't hanging around watching me do all of this second for second, but we're going to put this back together. I have some cables. I just got this console only here, so I'm going to make the attachments here, and we're going to plug this in, at least make sure that it works, which I'm sure it does, but obviously we want to make sure. Alright guys, so we've got this reassembled here. Everything is back to normal. So since I just got the console, I got to get my regular cable. I've got that over here. I actually just picked up an N64 off of, what's it called? Goodwill. It's pretty much a absolute disaster, but it cost me 30 bucks. So it came with the cables and everything. Definitely going to need a lot of work to get that one up and running, I think, but let's see how this works. So I have this cable here that I like to use when I'm testing old consoles because it's got a bunch of different connections on here, Xbox as well as N64, and then PS2. So I'm going to connect that one over here. Let's see. Good. Everything looks good there. Let me grab my controller now. Alright, so I'm going to be using this Retro Fighters kind of remixed N64 controller. I know I'll get some crap for this, but I love these. I love the way that they feel. Action on here is great. Not a big fan of the original N64 controller. I know that I'm not the norm on that, but moment of truth now. So you guys saw I didn't do anything under the hood here. Just simply opened it up, looked at the dusty mess, and left it at that. Oh, game, of course, duh. Put one of my favorite wrestling games on here, WCW versus NWO World Tour. And there we go, lights up. So I'm actually have this going through my capture card, which converts the cables for this over to HDMI. Then I can throw it through my capture. I'm not getting anything on the camera though here, or not on the camera, on the TV rather. So I wasn't gonna do this. I wanted to keep it more professional than that, but you're seeing nothing's really happening there. It's totally possible that my cables don't work. Okay, let me reset this and see if that does anything. Could be technical issues on my end. You know what? Let me grab my crappy Goodwill one. So 30 bucks Goodwill. You can see, I don't know if you can see actually, but it's just caked with grime underneath there. Bottom doesn't look bad, top's pretty shoddy. The reset button is sticky. I know I can open this up and clean it, but it doesn't function as it is. So let's see if the cable works with this at least. Then I'm gonna know if it's, if I have a bum cable, then I'm gonna have to get the right cable and try that again. Everything's connected. Game, let's do the same game. Oh, hell no. You gotta be kidding me. Wow. Okay. So, this is the $30 joint. Doesn't function correctly with the reset button. It's sticky. Somebody probably poured soda in there or candy or something nasty. It's all caked up. This is the refurbished one from DK OLDIES. Refurbished. Let me try this again though. Before I lose my mind, and the game, same game, and power that sucker on. Hopefully we get something. Hopefully that was just a one-off issue. Nothing. So the N64 console doesn't even work. Alright guys, so that didn't go well at all for me. It really didn't go well for them though, because I was the only guy up until this point that I know of that had a positive spin on DK OLDIES. I've admitted that they have some quality control issues, and I thought that was the extent of it. I thought that, you have a business that's been around for 20 plus years, and you have some people that have had bad experiences there. That's going to happen with any business out there. There's always going to be some negative experiences, and unfortunately, on YouTube especially, we do see a lot more attention on negative stuff than positive, and it sucks to see that. And I thought that's honestly what the root of all of this was. A few people got burned. I can understand their frustrations, but I didn't think that that was the norm for DK OLDIES. I didn't think that that was happening to everybody out there. And it probably isn't happening to everybody out there, but it happened to me. The guy that had not necessarily had their back, and I know people think that I defended them. I wasn't defending them. I was giving my opinion on why their prices were higher and how I don't think that they're a scam. They aren't a scam in that they're taking your money and not sending you stuff. They're just not sending you what they're advertising, which, yeah, there can be an argument that that is a scam. But for my experience with them, they've only scammed themselves, right? They sent me a product that clearly doesn't function, isn't what's advertised as refurbished, and they shipped it to me free of charge, right, for shipping. they're going to refund me for this because it doesn't work, right? I'm covered under their warranty, but I don't even want to do business with them. So I just want a full refund. They're out the money they shipped it to me. They're out the money that it's going to cost to send it back to them. All they've done is wasted their own money at this point. My time, but I have the time to waste with this because I wasn't buying this to play games. I was buying this to do a video, hopefully to back up my previous video, which didn't work. So I had to go out on my sword because I'm stubborn. Is what it is there. That's on me. But externally, we'll just go over this really quick. Externally, it looks decent. It's not in great shape. Refurbished doesn't mean it's going to be in like new condition. I didn't expect that. So there's not a speck of dust anywhere on here in the ventilation. So what they probably did was they took one of those cans of compressed air and sprayed across all the vents. What that does is actually not good for the console, but it pushes all of the dust that was probably sitting there that was trying to get out when this was running at one point in time, and it pushes everything back in, and it only goes as far as it can go before it hits something that obstructs its movement. That's going to be the four corners here. That's where we saw the majority of all of this, concentrated, dust and dust bunnies. It was in those four corners. Everything was very dusty. You guys saw it firsthand. My hands are still all dusty. And of course we have this, which shows all the dust, and it's not just stained. It's three-dimensional. I'm sure you guys can't see this, but it's raised up. There's like full dust bunnies that I made smaller, if anything, wiping it. So all of that was in the edges and just throughout the entire thing, which is what you see if somebody just sprays the thing with air and shoots everything back into the console to hide it. Now, me opening this up took me longer than it would take somebody that does this all the time. I forgot about that screw here that was under their DK Oldies sticker they placed there as like a sign that they opened this up and put that final screw back in. Clearly they never opened this up though. So I fumbled with opening this sucker up. If I did this all the time though, you can open this up in probably about 20 seconds. And if it opens up and you've already tested it, all you have to do within is just dust it. Make sure there's nothing visibly damaged there. I don't think anybody's expecting them to go through with a fine-tooth comb and just check every single connection within the board or anything like that. They probably should. That's what refurbished means, but nobody's going to know if you did that in the end. We're going to know if you didn't dust it. We're going to know that you didn't even open it if there's dust in there, dust bunnies like we just saw. So they didn't even open it up, which would have taken 20 seconds of their time. And if everything was functioning already, all they had to do was just spray that air within, dust a little bit, put one of the little vacuum attachments in there, one of those ones that's meant for computer parts and consoles, get all that dust and crap out, and you're good to go. If this was functioning, this would have been, a 30-second process for them to do. They didn't do it, and they didn't even test it because it doesn't work. It powers on, and that's probably all they tested. They probably put a power connection on here, saw that the light in the front lights up red, and said, hey, this functions, but it doesn't. It may be reading the game, but it's not pulling it to the screen. And my cables work because we saw it on this $30 B2 shit N64 from Goodwill. You can see there's not one vent on here that I can see through because it's so caked with dust, and the reset button is seized up because somebody probably spilled soda on it, probably Surge from 1998 all over it, and it doesn't actually move. Luckily it's not locked in place, so you can see you can play games on there. It functions perfectly. It's just an absolute mess cosmetically, but all that can be fixed, and at the end of the day it actually works. Like you saw it firsthand. I just moved all the connections, game, controller, everything over to this and fired right up on screen. $30. Beat to shit. $119. Decent on the outside. Inside doesn't function at all. $119 to DK Oldies. But I'm returning it, I'm getting my money back, so I didn't get scammed in the end. I wasted time, but this video was done purely for the purpose of hopefully clearing my name from the previous video, which clearly backfired on me. But it's not going to turn out well for them. Is what it is there, though. They earned that one because I did, have nice things to say at one point. So totally sucks that happened, but I mean, I have it all on camera live, as I went through the process with you guys. So it is what it is there. I had the most positive outlook going into this video. I have a really negative outlook now on them. but they earned that. They did that to themselves. So that's it for this video. I'm going to go file my return claim for this, get my money back, and never do business with them again, because that's just an awful thing to have happen. And if it was just a one-off issue, I wouldn't condemn them for it, but we've seen it happen too much now. And despite all of that, I still thought, hey, they got to be doing something right there to build up to what, you know, they have right going for them right now, and that's not the case. So it is what it is. I'm going to admit my mistakes. I was wrong with my initial take on this whole thing. I thought that they were, you know, reputable, just maybe had some quality control issues. Maybe they had a bad employee that wasn't doing their job and was sending out, you know, bad consoles. Maybe that's what's going on, but it's not my problem to figure all that out, unfortunately. You've got a console here that doesn't work, paid top dollar for it, wasn't even opened to, you know, even make it look like it was refurbished. So that's going to do it for today, though. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the support. My apologies for being wrong in that past video. Is what it is, though. Fully owning that and admitting it. So hopefully you guys found this video interesting, helpful in some way. Hopefully I save you guys some time ordering from them. Didn't think it was going to go this way, but is what it is there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Smash the like button if you find this video helpful. Appreciate the content. And of course, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on all future videos here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for your time. See you on the next video.